So it seems that Apple will soon be releasing their digital glasses in the relatively near future. Now this can go one of three ways. 1, 2, or 3. Now knowing Apple as we do, this could possibly do for glasses and visual aids what the iPhone did for the brick phone. Let's unpack this. Hey, what's happening? This is Martin Neguzzi. Thank you for joining me. If you're new here, then I'm a UK-based optometrist, and this channel is all about helping you see better, see more comfortably, and be less anxious about your eyes. If that sounds interesting to you, then please subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell as well so you get reminded every time I release a new video. Let's talk about Apple Glass. So the rumor mill has started to lift the lid on Apple Glass, a digital pair of glasses that have been long in the works and rumored to be available sometime next year in prescription and non-prescription forms. So this is not a tech channel, but when Apple starts to talk about glasses, I listen. We know that Apple has the infrastructure, the means, and the capability to be able to make Apple Glass work where other rivals have simply failed. So we know that Apple is investing heavily in healthcare with its health app and giving developers access to its health kit. And with the huge success of its wearable Apple Watch and also AirPods, it makes logical sense that Apple Glass is going to be next in line for the Apple treatment. So here's just 5 reasons why I think Apple Glass is going to usher in a new revolution in glasses and vision aid. So number 1, Apple Glass will look good. Now let's face it, one of the reasons Google Glass failed before it even left the hurdles was simply because the way it looked. Now how many of us could envisage ourselves on a day-to-day basis walking around with eyewear that made us look like robots? Now early indications are that Apple Glass won't have this problem. It's going to solve this issue because it's going to look good. And when I mean look good, I mean look normal. And let's just face it, if we have to wear glasses, we just want them to look as normal as possible. Now I know there's an optometrist glasses wearers fall in 2 camps. Those that love glasses and think of them as a fashion accessory, and those that just won't be seen dead in a pair of glasses. And of course, when Apple gets into a particular market, it wants to dominate the market and it wants to sell high volumes of their premium products. And that's never going to happen with a product that just doesn't look good on people's face, and a product that's not going to make people want to make it a regular part of their day-to-day life. And that's critical when we start to talk about the functionality of Apple Glass and being able to use it and integrate it seamlessly into your day-to-day life. Number 2, Apple is heavily invested in LiDAR technology. Now if you already have the latest iPad, then you probably already know that LiDAR technology is available in those devices. And although it's still a rumor at this stage, it's reasonable, I think, to assume that LiDAR technology will be available in the new Apple Glass. And this is critically important and possibly one of the main reasons why Apple wants to move to LiDAR technology in the first place. And the benefit of this technology for Apple Glass may well be potentially the fact that it can scan over a further distance. So you could potentially step into a room and very quickly the technology will be able to scan the room so it can then place where all the objects in the room are. Now there's lots of different ways that this can be applied to vision and visual aids to be able to make things easier for people to navigate the world that they're in, and particularly just to quickly scan dimensions of objects in the room and to be able to build a detailed profile of everything in that room. So the applications that this can be used for, are potentially endless, and we'll have to wait to see exactly how it all unravels and how it unfolds. Number 3, Apple has already been building a healthcare empire. So we know that Apple has been investing heavily in its health app and also in Apple Watch and the health aspects of that. So it's natural to assume that Apple Glass will be no different and will just be a natural progression from what it already has in the ecosystem. So thinking about how this health information could be used, then it may be that, for example, if you're a vulnerable individual with low vision problems, then the information gathered about your common environment that you spend a lot of time in could be relayed as part of your general health information to your eye care professionals or to your doctor, and it can be used to kind of form a better assessment to help you live more independently in your own home. So that could be certainly be one application that then can be further developed with time. Number 4, the visual aid possibility of this device is a real one. So I foresee potentially a situation where Apple Glass ends up being a device that many people rely on to be able to live independently, to be able to navigate independently, and it may even possibly partially replace a guide dog, for example, for people who need to be mobile and independent. So we know, for example, that there's a real shortage of guide dogs for people who are blind or partially sighted. And it may well be that in the interim, while they're waiting for guide dogs to be trained, because it takes several years to train a guide dog, then a device like Apple Glass may well be able to perform a valuable role in helping people to remain independent in their own home, or even getting out and about, because of the ability to be able to kind of scan the environment that you're in and be able to relay a enhanced and augmented image to people who have perhaps low vision but still a reasonable functional amount of vision, that they can see high contrast or adjusted image that shows up on the display of their glasses. As well as that, many people with low vision problems have visual aids at home to help them to live independently and do specific visual tasks. Now, there can possibly be a situation where Apple Glass is able to replace some of these functions and make it easy for people to do some of these tasks that a traditional visual aid, which may not be a digital aid, normally does. So an example of how Apple Glass may be applied as a visual aid in the home may include reading tasks, or being able to navigate the home better by creating high contrast edges for steps and boundaries within the home. And number 5, you may well find Apple Glass technology or glasses themselves appearing at your local optometrists. Now, much like when the iPhone first launched, there was only 1 or 2 carriers that were able to supply you with a SIM card for your iPhone. Now, when Apple Glass launches, most likely they will provide prescription glasses in-house, or through a deal with a huge lens company such as Essilor that have kind of global reach. And it may be that with time we may see kind of channels extended with more select stores that are able to provide you with prescription Apple Glass frames. Now, as far as glasses are concerned, it's also important to remember that glasses that have a prescription lens in them are classed as a medical device, but if they don't have a prescription lens in them, then they're not. Now, it's not necessarily clear at the moment what benefit this might be to Apple, but there may well be a benefit that they can use and utilize within their health ecosystem of having that status as a medical device. Now, at the end of the day, if this was to happen and we start to see more places supplying prescription Apple Glass products, then Apple Glass inevitably moves and transitions from being more of a high-tech gadget to being, you know, an everyday fabric of the average person's life. And that ultimately is, you know, I suppose what Apple is aiming for, to be able to make Apple Glass as well as its other wearables a part of our everyday life and essentially become indispensable to us. Now, that's just a quick look at some of the potential that there may be from a vision point of view with Apple Glass, and I for one will certainly be keeping an eye on what's happening with the progression of Apple Glass, its development, and as the rumors kind of progress and we see the imminent launch of the product. Now, if you want to follow along with me, I'll be making videos along the way. Then please subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and also sharing this video helps as well. Now, I'm going to leave a link in the description box to some of my favorite tech channels that are talking about Apple Glass right now, so you can check that out if you want to. Leave me a comment in the comment section below. Will you be picking up a pair of Apple Glass, or do you just think it's going to be the next Snapchat glasses? Let me know in the comment section below, and until the next video, I look forward to seeing you then. Take care.